All right, good morning, Iron Athletes. Coach Elijah here, standing in my living room. Gonna run you guys through your Tuesday WOD, give you some tips, give you some warm-up ideas, and then let you hit it. It looks like we might get some decent weather today to get outside, so let's take advantage. All right, today, our WOD, we've got an 800-meter farmer carry. We'll go over ways we can do that, different things we can carry, followed by 80 burpees. So long, heavy, kind of that moderate aerobic intensity for a prolonged period of time. 800 meters, that's basically 8 football field lengths, so quite a bit of walking. Probably going to be taking some rests, and then your 80 burpees, you're just kind of plugging away. Before you get to your WOD, you've got a skill today. The skill is going to include some rows, some cobra hold, some Chinese plank, some single leg bridges, so lots of isometric stuff, lots of core work, lots of holding, and we'll go over that in a second. But first, I just want to go over a couple ideas to get your warm-up on. Do something a little bit longer, maybe something a little more aerobic. We can do some things to warm up our shoulders and our core, but let's think like go jog for 10 minutes or bust out a jump rope and jump rope for 5-6 minutes. I've been doing a lot of pogo jumps. I don't have my jump rope here, so I'm just hopping through my ankles. You could do a few minutes of that. And then to get our shoulders warm, arm circles are great. So straight out in front of you or straight out to your side, working through 20 tight circles, 20 medium, 20 big, and then doing the same thing backwards. You can work through a couple rounds of that. And then also one I like to do to kind of warm up my core and my shoulders is those plank taps. So getting in that push-up position, alternating your taps, and you're really trying to squeeze tight and minimize your rocking. More than anything, think long, kind of monostructural aerobic warm-up to kind of get us prepped for our longer aerobic workout. Let's go over the skill really quick. So, this is what we got. We got 4 rounds, 12 single arm rows, plus a 45-second cobra hold. And you can rest a little bit. And then you're gonna go 24 alternating single leg bridges, plus a 45-second Chinese plank. So up here we've got some pulling, some posterior work, right? I'm working on that back, followed by cobra. Again, posterior, upper back holding. This is kind of, our 2 upper body movements. And then we look down at the bottom. We've got alternating single leg bridge, that's really hammy and glute dominant. And then 45-second Chinese plank, hammy and glute dominant. So that's kind of our skill today. Single arm row, I'm gonna say do it without a chair or without a bench, nothing to brace. So what this is gonna require is you really hinging, right? Reaching hips back. There's not a whole lot of bend in my knees. Reaching back, the weight in between my legs, and you're gonna pull, right? Until I get to 12 reps. Really fight the urge to get tall through the chest. We don't want to be pulling here, but I want to stay nice and flat to the ground. 12 on each side. Obviously not everybody's going to have a dumbbell, so if you don't have a dumbbell, get a grocery tote, fill it with water bottles, fill it with books, and you can do that same movement. So as soon as you finish your 12 rows, you're going to go right into a cobra hold. So when you're doing your cobra, we're going to do it maybe a little differently than we've done in the past. You're going to get in that prone position, so laying on your chest, and you're actually going to keep your arms straight, reach them back, and rotate externally. So laying down on your mat, toes into the ground, arms by your side, raise the chest up, arms up, rotate. So you're squeezing the scap together, and you're gonna hold for 45 seconds. Done with that, you can rest a little bit, give yourself a minute, And then you have your two kind of lower body posterior movements. The alternating single leg bridge for 12 each side, 24 total, and the Chinese plank. So on these bridges, think methodical, really control the tempo, squeeze, full range of motion. We're not really trying to work through it with speed. So you're gonna lay down, 1 foot up, 1 foot bent, drive up, squeeze, come back down, alternate, squeeze, come back down. Every time I'm trying to push my hips through, squeeze my glute. As soon as I'm done with that, 24 of them, you're gonna go Chinese plank, which is the opposite. We're gonna land on our back. We're gonna dig our heels into the ground, dig our back into the ground, raise our hips up. So, laying down, upper back heels, push the hips up. There's space underneath my body, and I'm just gonna hold for 45 seconds. You're gonna feel that light up hamstrings, light up your calves, everything on your posterior chain. So, just to go over it one more time. Top two things, single arm rows, 45-second cobra, rest, 24 alternating single leg bridges, plus a 45-second Chinese plank. You're doing this for 4 rounds. So that's your skill portion. When you're done with your skill, give yourself 5 minutes, relax, and then we're gonna get to the farmer carries and the burpees. So I think we're gonna go outside for that portion. All right, let's go over the WOD. Welcome to my backyard. It's a little wet, but that's all right. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We have 800 meters of farmer carry, and we got 80 burpees. So I'm guessing my backyard is about 50 meters. So down and back for me is gonna be 100, so I've got 8 down and backs. If you're kind of unsure on distance, it's gonna take a while. I would, say somewhere between 8 and 10 minutes probably of carrying some heavy weight. And as far as your farmer carries go, obviously if you have dumbbells or kettlebells and they're heavy, we can use those and we can walk with those. I want you to think proud chest, shoulders back, right? I'm keeping my core nice and tight, and when I'm walking, I'm trying to walk nice and smooth. So I'm gonna smoothly walk down, turn around, smoothly walk back. For those of us that don't have heavy dumbbells or kettlebells, which is probably most people, this is a chance to get creative and have some fun. I've got my wheelbarrow here loaded up with logs and cinder blocks. And when I pick it up, it feels pretty heavy. Okay, I can walk this thing down and back. You could also do like a ruck carry. So you could grab something heavy and we could ruck with it. But the key theme is heavy, right? I want this, when I pick it up, I want it to be like, wow, that feels heavy. That's kind of the point of the exercise. And once you get through your 800 meter farmer carry, you've got 80 burpees. I think we all know how to burpee, but I'll show you a couple. Chest to the ground, hop to our hands, hop tall, and you're just trying to keep a methodical, smooth pace for 80 reps. So that's your WOD. Think it's a little bit longer. It's kind of that aerobic capacity, moderate intensity over time. And have fun with it. Get creative, do something a little different. It looks like it's gonna be a nice enough day that we can get it done. I would love to hear you guys' times when you're finished.